What's going on, guys? This is Jason of Auglitical. As always, I swim through the politics so you don't drown too. I am just a man trying to bring common sense in a world where common sense isn't so common. Before I became as opinionated, as abrasive, all of the things, political, all of these things. Before I knew any of this, all I wanted to do was game. I still game, but it was a wake-up call when gaming stopped being so much fun because I started realizing, oh, do I have to dislike this game now because it's pushing shit that shouldn't be in video games? And that's, for me, that was completely jarring, right? When I would sit there and go, damn, you know what? I'm not going to play this game anymore because it's doing something that I don't want in gaming. I don't want to see certain things in gaming, especially when it's poorly written and all of this. So, perfect example would be The Sims. Now, I don't know. I don't think there's anybody who's know anything. I don't think there's nobody alive who has heard of any gaming at all that doesn't know what The Sims is. For the people that don't know, basically The Sims is a game where you basically take control of human characters in a simulation. That's what The Sims is. And it's supposed to be this fun game where you're basically it's goofy stuff happening and you have your sim going through life and they get old and they can die, they can fulfill their aspirations, find love, get married, have children. You sit there and you watch the weather change and all of this, and you can learn skills, kind of like real life. You can actually learn skills. It was a great game back in the day. And then with Sims 4 it came out, they dropped the ball and a lot of people turned away from it. Now, with all that said, Sims started to become more and more radical. They started pushing more and more bullshit. They started to have these weird updates that would just screamed, just absolutely just screamed social justice warrior woke bullshit that doesn't belong in this video game at all. It's one thing to poke fun maybe at these things, but keep the games fun, right? No, instead they started to push things like for example, facial hair. You had women growing facial hair more quicker than the guys. And I don't really I'm gonna read the article, but this is just my personal because I know about this and this is the thing that sucks. um Women started to you would have you would if you was a female character for some reason the game would glitch, and I'm saying glitch with the bunny ear, the bunny gesture with my fingers, and the female characters would grow more hair faster than the guys, and the female characters would always have to shave. They started to make this update where there was these policies where basically communism. Then there was another update that accidentally enabled incest, right? All the years of The Sims ever existing, incest was something that has never been a thing. It's never been a problem, never been a thing that accidentally happened. It's not possible unless somebody purposely makes a character and then says, "Oh, this character is related to this character," but the game doesn't recognize it through the code, right? All of a sudden incest became this thing again. All of a sudden incest became a thing. So let's read this article, shall we? The Sims 4 allows players to give characters transgender top surgery, scars, and chest binders. A video game series that is marketed to children is coming under. No, that's actually false. The Sims can be marketed to anybody, but the problem is The Sims is ass now. The video game series The Sims is coming under attack for its recent update, allowing characters to have double mastectomy scars or chest binders. So for the people that don't know what that is, basically, that is when a woman decides that she wants to be a dude and she wants to remove her breast, and then you get the scars under, right? Just like if you get implants, there's the scars under. If they add or they remove, there's the scars. That's how you can tell if they're fake or not. A lot of times you can just look for the scars. A lot of times people try to hide them, but if you look closely enough, you'll see them. The Sims 4, which calls itself the ultimate life simulation game on its website, announced Tuesday that it would allow players to give characters top scars that came from breast removal surgery. The announcement drew a swift backlash online, with many gamers and parents expressing horror that a game, especially one that is marketed to children, would promote transgender surgeries. A popular Twitter account, Libs of TikTok, shared the update with its 1.8 million followers. They're teaching young, healthy girls that it's okay to chop off their breasts. Now, again, I miss The Sims. Do you guys, of course you don't. So let me educate you guys. And I don't mean the grandstand, like, oh, you need to be educated, like a multi-hair colored, multi-pronoun thing. But let me educate you guys for the people that don't know. We talking back in the day of the GameCube era, right? We're talking even before that. When The Sims, you made a character, you made a bullshit, horrible house, and you basically went on a job and you basically found people in your neighborhood and you would go to different neighborhoods and different characters and it's so crazy how we got to this point where there was a biome that you can go to in The Sims after a certain point where you could live under the sea, right? And it was like your house was under the sea, right? And you could basically have a house under the sea kind of thing, right? You could live under the sea, and that was cool as hell. And now we're reverting all the way back to, oh yeah, what men are men. I'm sorry, there's no such thing as a gender. Now we're gonna do this. And again, yes, this game, a lot of kids will play this game. And this is the thing, how like I couldn't imagine something like this being a thing. I can't imagine what kids who probably their parents don't know no better buy them these games now, and they would have to go through this. And yes, the last time I played The Sims 4, I remember all of a sudden seeing pronouns, which was not in the when The Sims 4 came out. The pronoun thing wasn't a thing, right? Pronouns weren't in the game. The last time I played The Sims 4, which was like 2 months ago, pronouns were in the game. And it's crazy because what ended up happening, and I remember seeing it, The Sims 4 was trying to say, oh, what do you guys want to see in the next game? And I just happened to stumble across it. And I was like, why don't you guys stop playing fucking games? Why don't you remake the best Sims you've ever had, which was The Sims 3, which was ahead of its time, right? How about you keep the fun that was in The Sims 3, what The Sims is known for being fun, being a simulation, cut all the political shit, all the nonsense that you have in the game, get rid of all of that nonsense, and just let people enjoy the game. You don't got to do nothing special. There's the blueprint, right? And the funny thing is, a lot of people apparently liked the comment, but then you had other people who were talking about this. Oh, why don't you add top surgery and this, that, or the third? And I looked at that and I was like, this is what people are really asking for. And apparently now, this is reality. This is what you can do now. You can have a character who is a girl who wants to be a guy. So now they got the facial hair, the pubic hair on their face with the scars under their chest. And again, as an adult looking at this is fucking disgusting. I will never play this game again. But for children who will run across this, they're fucked. They're absolutely fucked now. Atrocious. America First legal president Stephen Miller said, God, this sucks. Political grifter Ian Mao Shung said. Another user wrote that he would never let his kids play the game. If my kids had this, I'd delete it. I hope you get involved in a lawsuit. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is wrong. One second. This is absolutely wrong. But Xbox, one of the best known video game consoles in the world, came out in support of the Sims announcement. Xbox also came in an announcement that they were going to turn your Xbox into an ex-communist system. Right? That ish, we love it. The official Twitter account for Xbox wrote alongside a heart emoji. But ish also means thank you in Simlish, the made-up language that the Sim characters use to communicate. Mashable argued that it was an exciting addition for transgender and disabled fans. Bro, this is the problem. You are trying to appease people that don't need to be appeased. Your gaming website Kotaku also praised The Sims 4 for reaching out to disabled simmers. You know, do you guys remember when playing games was basically about removing yourself from reality to enjoy it? We don't have that no more. There are also medical wearables such as glucose monitors and hearing aids, which makes The Sims 4 all more inclusive for the disability community as well. It's all good shit. This is not the first foray into sexual politics as The Sims, one of the most popular video game series in the world, has made. In May 2022, The Sims 4 issued an update to the game that allowed players to select they them pronouns for non-binary characters, which again makes no fucking sense because let's be honest there. They make pronouns up like they put on new hats. I don't know if there's any real comments on here yet. Johnny Falcone says, currently I own the ninth largest generation of cotter pins in northwestern Montana. What? This is unironically more interested in relevant news. no long no longer a Dem says, I played The Sims as a kid and would have considered letting kids play it now. Thanks for the heads up. I will be vetting video games more closely now. You have to now. See, this is the thing that fucking sucks so much, right? It's because as a child, I didn't have that problem with my parents or whatever stopping me from playing video games. But without video games, I could only imagine the type of person I would have been, right? Or I could imagine that without video games, I probably would have given up on life like completely, right? Who knows what type of person shit probably turn around and be like super financially stable and super cool without video games. Who knows? But again, this is an outlet, right? I could only imagine if I was indoctrinated at a younger age. I could only imagine. See, you got people over here saying next, but no, this is something important. Maybe they don't see it as important because it's video games, but it is. This is disgusting. And I'm never the type of person to be like, you should not ever, like, don't ever buy another fucking Sims game. Don't ever buy another Sims game. Don't. And the thing is, they even threatened the game or the original community of the Sims players when they called them out, like, yo, you guys dropped the ball with the Sims 4. So now they're just catering to the people who are still left there. The radicals. Oh boy. What a joke. Yeah, don't touch the Sims 4. Let that shit die. Let that shit die.